What's up, boys and girls? I'm Vince Delmonte of GeneExpressionTraining.com. In this video, we are going to explore what the science says about losing weight permanently, all right? We're going to look at the single best way to lose weight, not just in the short term, but in the long term. As you guys know, I'm not passionate about your after photo. Anyone can get an after photo doing silly and stupid short-term things. I'm interested in your after photo. I want to see you look the same, if not better, 12 months after your 12-week transformation. You hear what I'm saying? So this information is in context to sustainability, the habits that are required to actually change your life. This channel is not about gimmicks and overnight promises, things that, you know, are flashy and that are sexy. I know that stuff sells. And I'm done with it. I'm 37. I've been doing this for years, and I've seen that stuff come and go, those Vogue trends. And guys, it's not what you need. All right. So if you're still struggling to lose fat, whether it's 10 pounds or 100 pounds, you may have to go back to the basics. All right. You may have to go back to the non-sexy stuff. But let me tell you, this stuff becomes sexy to other people when they see what you do and they're like, holy cow, that's actually what you do. Wow, I never thought of that. Anyways, I'm going off track. I want to tell you guys what this research says. It's really, really clear. And it'll make sense to you as well, I think, once we go through the reasons why this research came out the way it did. So, you guys ready for the statement? When it comes to the single biggest predictor to lose weight, it's not what you eat. It's what you write down. It's not what you eat, it's what you write down. All right, and this comes back to the idea of a food diary, a food log. Before we go too deep, let's write that down. I want this to sink in your brain. It's not what you eat, it's what you write down. All right, we'll explore this. We're going to unpack this very quickly here. And there was research done on over 2,000 dieters, and they were asked to track what they ate. And what this research showed was that the people that tracked what they ate for a longer period of time lost more weight. All right, so people that tracked what they ate for 30 days versus 3 days lost more weight. All right, so there is power in writing down what you're consuming for a number of obvious reasons. But again, I know some of this might be new information to you, but it's not information that's going to change your life. I guarantee there's nothing I can share on this channel that you're going to quickly say, oh my God, Vince, you've just opened my eyes. Maybe a few things. But for the most part, it's not taking action on this information. All right? Information is useless unless you put it into action and gain habits from it and then literally transform from it so you can see the power of it. People that are doing what I'm saying are like giving this video a thumbs up right now. They're like, holy crap, finally somebody's speaking the truth. It's not that complicated, guys. It requires some work. That's why they call it work, all right? And people are just lazy. They don't want to do the work. So here's why this is so powerful. Number one, you're now going to start operating in reality. There's been tons of research to show that people lowball what they take in. They underestimate it. Even professional dietitians have been shown to underestimate what they consume by 10%. The everyday person, up to 700 calories a day. There's been research done on this. So people think they're consuming a lot less than they actually are. And until you deal with reality, you can't treat the problem, right? You have to have that self-awareness. But you're not going to have that self-awareness if you don't write down everything you eat and you actually get some numbers. You might be thinking you're consuming 2,000 calories, but it's actually like 3,000 or 3,500, and you're like, why can't I lose weight? Well, you're just not dealing in reality. So that's the first step, all right? The next thing we want to also do is be able to identify detours. So when we're looking at that stuff, we want to be able to say, like, sometimes I do this as well. You know, I'll eat out, and I think that eating out is like just a certain amount of calories, but I actually was having trouble losing weight eating at one of my favorite restaurants, and my buddy was like, it's a Mediterranean restaurant, so it's healthy. I was getting my chicken, I was getting some rice, sometimes the potatoes, I was getting a salad, and my buddy's like, dude, you eat there a lot, man. And I was like, yeah, I'm not dropping weight, I'm trying to lose weight. He's like, you know they cook that stuff in butter, right? I'm like, really? I'm like, I didn't know that because I didn't have that. So now writing things down, sharing that data with a friend, he was like, yeah, they just load that chicken up on butter. I'm like, oh, okay. So now I was able to identify a detour. all right? Maybe you're like thinking that you're still under eating by ordering a pizza in once a week, but then you actually do the math on that pizza and you're like, holy crap, that's like putting me way over. So again, you're gonna be able to identify where you're taking a detour and where you need to make adjustments. And that's kind of like the same thing as this last tip here. This quote is from a famous business guy. It's called what gets measured gets managed. A brilliant concept, one of my favorite ideas for life. This can apply to all areas of life. But what gets measured gets managed. If you've got no data in front of you, if you've got no intelligence, you're flying blind. And you're just like hoping that what you're doing is gonna work. And can I tell you something? Hope is not a strategy. Thumbs up for that, right? Hope is not a strategy. You know, eating healthy is not a strategy. You've got to have some data that you can work with, all right? Now, so yeah, what gets measured gets managed, because now if you've got all your meals in front of you, without like looking at all the different dietary approaches, you can just take a look at what you're doing and you can make adjustments downward slightly or upward slightly without having to know the exact calorie amount or the exact macro breakdown, all right? And you can just like, okay, I'm gonna increase my carbs, I'm gonna have an extra cup, you know, just per day, and I'm just gonna make that one little change, and then you don't have to become obsessive about all the little details, and you can just, again, deal in reality. And this is how a lot of competitors get ripped. They're not like, you know, losing sleep over the calories or the macros, but they're making adjustments to the portion sizes because they have them in front of them and they know what's happening when they put that meal plan into action. They're seeing their body weight stay the same or go up or go down. But, you know, they've done that grunt work, if you will, okay? So if you haven't done that grunt work, that's your first step. And I just wanted to kind of bring it back to the basics today with this video. Again, this is research, guys. Single best way to lose weight is to again, yes, what you eat is important, but what's most important is what you write down, all right? So if you don't have a food diary, whether you want to use a technology app that's out there, if you just want to use a good old-fashioned pen and paper, you know, keep it in your kitchen, start doing it, and then every 2-3 days, find an app that you can input all of your data. You can just get some reference points. You can just get some data, and you can see, oh, wow, this is where I'm at. And then we can go from there. Otherwise, you're just on the hope train, and hope, again, is not a strategy. All right, guys, so just to wrap up, it's not what you eat, it's what you write down. And if you want a set of done-for-you meal plans that are already written down so that you can just print them off and follow them, click the link above me if you're on your desktop, or click the first link in the description box below me, and it'll take you to a page where you can learn about my simple, no-nonsense, done-for-you meal plans. All right, these meal plans are organized into all the different calorie levels, whether you want to shred fat or gain muscle mass, whether you're on your training day or non-training day, all you have to do is follow them. And guys love these because they're like, crap, now I don't have to do all the number crunching myself. I can just put this into action and see what actually happens. And you can figure out if you need to go up a calorie level or if you need to go down a calorie level depending on what your goal is. So it's a no think, no guesswork system, and it's only a few bucks. I really like to keep these things priced low, especially because, again, it's such an important skill to have if you want to achieve your results long term. All right, so check that out. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. As always, your feedback gets read, and I want to know what you want me to cover in future videos, so let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I'll see you guys next time.